It's Monday, March 23rd, and that means two things. First, you've got 90 days left till summer, and second, it's time for the Light Read. Read Nailed's news brief for what went on this week, brought to you by Keystone Technologies. We're talking about their X-Fit wrap fixtures. These are all-around illuminators, great for your general purpose applications, schools, offices, retail. They're powered by a 0 to 10 volt dimming LED driver. These are wrap fixtures delivering 135 lumen watts. That saves you half your money on your energy bill. They come in legacy and modern styles. That's at KeystoneTech.com or the link in the description so they know I sent you. But let's get into the news. Edison Report wants to know who's still shipping. They're compiling an index of which companies are still operational and how. Email them now, and we'll figure out how to work through all this. NEMA thinks the industry is essential, as more and more states, counties, and cities are declaring various flavors of emergency or shelter in place or other limitations. NEMA and their governmental relations board is working to establish that electrical manufacturing is essential and should be allowed to continue operating. Speaking of pinches from this whole outbreak, we've got Signify hiking prices by 3%. This is any new order after the first. They're going to be affected by LED electronics and lamp electronics price hikes. Just 3% though. Hopefully we can get through that. A former Seoul Semiconductor R&D employee has been found guilty of industrial espionage. The guilty party, who is known only as Kim because of some vagary of South Korean penal policy that I can't figure out, has been sentenced to 8 months of jail time, 2 years of probation, and 120 hours of community service for illegal use of company LED supplies, LED technology in research with a supply partner. Cree Lighting, they've got an employee that's shown COVID-19 symptoms. This is at their Racine, Wisconsin facility. They're on 14 days of isolation pending a real diagnosis. More as we know. LPS or TIL is back on track digitally. This is the LED Professional Symposium. As of the 22nd of September, all their keynotes and awards will be streamed out live. All their lectures and presentations will be made available to view on demand. Signify is still going to skip Light and Building. They were the first to pull out of Light and Building before the postponement, and now that they have announced new dates, Signify is still out, even in September. Regional green build events have been canceled. This is the U.S. Green Building Council. They've killed every single regional event between now and June. The national event, that's in November, is still on as of today. The Well Building Institute is Building Council will reschedule their conference. This is now going to take place August 16th. Things that haven't moved is the regular episode of Get a Grip on Lighting, episode 127, talking to Kyle Landig of Sunset Lighting, talking about working in retail and all the ins and outs of that business. It's a good one. It's some old-fashioned lighting dork stuff. Nothing more fun than weird. Hey, are you worried about your car losing trade-in value as things electrify? What about your real estate? I mean, are non-smart buildings losing resale value? Mary Johnson writes about the devaluation of non-smart homes. AMS CEO has bought 30,000 shares of his own company. That's more than €250,000 spent at a loss to secure the Osram takeover. New York School of Interior Design and Lighting has a continuing education course. This is a 7-module online series opening at the end of the month to introduce you to Revit workflows. Maine schools are offering lighting incentives. These are Efficiency Maine offering districts about $100,000 or 80% of a project's cost to refit to something better. The Digital Industry Solutions writes about smart lighting as a platform for connected lighting in buildings for or municipalities. Smart lighting as sign replacement. This is a study in the UK. University of Nottingham, a bunch of railway operators are looking to create new pathfinding methods for train stations that don't rely so much on signage. Light Efficient Design's training facility celebrates its first anniversary. That's 1,000 visitors already in 1 year. Good luck to them. Thanks to them. Hey, they're a sponsor of this. Check them out. Smart city market to reach $500 billion by 2027. This is from Meticulous Research. They're saying that towns across the Asia-Pacific region will be adopting these technologies faster than the rest of us. Utah State U creates a framework for understanding sensory danger zones for wildlife. This is understanding our impact on the animals around us, not just light, but sound and other factors. Maybe we can help them out the more we understand. Energy Focus has announced their Q4 earnings. They're bad. This is $1.3 million in losses last quarter, bringing the yearly losses up to $7.3 million. The PoE market is going to bump up by 10% over the next 5 years. This is from Report Linker, and they're saying the whole market's going to be worth $1.3 billion by 2025. Miami Beach is testing smart city projects, starting with streetlights. Cities looking for proposals and public consultations on connected lamps. Cologne, not the toiletry, but the actual city in Germany, is going to be Germany's first smart city. That's 85,000 street lamps and sensors going up in the home of Kolsch. ASID announces their 2020 design winners. This is the American Society of Interior Designers, and their annual awards do include Moser Associates Living Labs Circadian Lighting System. Are your indoor strawberries organic? This is a question before the Center for Food Safety, because they think the fact that Organic Foods Production Act's text refers to the word soil at least 4 times. Not more than 12. It's a big act, but they don't mention soil much. But because soil's in there, your indoor grown berries can't be organic if they're produced hydroponically. Jeff Gavin over at the Electrical Contractor magazine has a new article about how PoE is going to be the next big thing. We'll see. Kaharchik Construction has donated their masks to Luzerne County health workers. These guys usually install traffic signals and landscape lighting, and they've donated 1,000 of their 3M masks to people that could really use them right about now. And I mean, I'm going to put my PSA hat on for a minute. If you've got inventory that can help someone that you're not using, maybe now's the time to let it loose. Retrofitting the Statue of Liberty. So Gordon Bach has described how Phelps construction, not destruction, has relamped the New York City landmark. Fascinating read, especially considering that this is maybe the 5th time Lady Liberty has had her torch redone. Probably the best time. One of them just involves cutting holes into it. All right. Speaking of art installations, we've got a Finnish artist, Kari Kola, has turned on 1,000 lights in the Connemara Mountains of Ireland, which she claims is the world's largest outdoor lighting art piece. It looks nifty. I think he's already taken it down, but it looked nifty at the time. Lighting projects again. Here's Paphos in Cyprus. The Temple of Aphrodite has been lit with a mix of surface-mounted LEDs and projectors to enhance the existing architecture, and it looks cool. Like that's all I gotta say is click the link, please. It looks great, and I didn't think mounting strips around geometric shapes would look anything but cheesy or like a restaurant from the 90s, but no, this looks cool. Speaking of LEDs and restaurants, can an LED grade a steak? This is a research team in Australia and Russia using UV LEDs to take spectrographic measurements of beef tissue to determine quality. I mean, as much as this is great for food inspectors, it's also probably going to help medical imaging. And then our notes on hirings, promotions, departures, firings, the whole thing. We've got a few. Lumi Shore has added Jamie Schumacher as Southeast Regional Sales Manager. Inventronics has appointed Joroin Van Velzen as General Manager for Europe. Sorry, Jer. I don't know how to say your name. And Leviton has named Randy Mortensen as Senior VP of Distribution. I've been Scott Walker. This has been a Light Read brought to you by Nailed. It's not just me talking to myself. It is training. It is community. It is, a place for lighting distributors to do more and be better. If you're not a member, sign up now. This has been brought to you by Keystone Technologies and their XFit wraparounds. KeystoneTech.com, link in the description. Until next week, I'm going to leave you off with Punk Rock Opera and their song, I Wanna Be a Machine.
Oh, I wanna be a machine. Yes, I wanna be a machine. If you're a machine, it can't be so bad, 'cause no one built you to be sad. And in my cold, still heart, I know I was built to be alone. A steel body can't go to hell when you got no soul left to sell. I feel broken and beaten down, like I'm chased by the devil's hound. And in my cold, still heart, I know I was built to be alone.